away from me. I am a merchant, I am the sea. I am a merchant, I am the sea.
It's only Biffy Clyro. How you doing, guys? Wow, thank you so much. How lovely to see you as well. Well, everyone, it's Saturday night. Welcome to the Jonathan Ross Show. So let me ask you this question. Have you all been watching the new ITV reality programme Splash? Splash, or to give it its scientific name, Strictly Come Gravity. If you haven't seen it, Tom Daley, little Tom Daley, tries to teach celebrities to dive like professionals. A lot of people on Twitter thought it could be improved, maybe by the introduction of a new element. It's quite impressive, though, because they're jumping. I don't know if you've ever been on a high board, but that's a big height. I think, though, they should do this. They should get the audience to decide how high the board should be, depending on how much they like the celebrities. So anyone you like, it's lower, lower. Anyone from The Only Way is Essex, higher, higher. Did you see this news story about the French actor? I'm a big fan of him. The French actor Gérard Depardieu has become a Russian citizen, OK? Mainly to avoid tax. In Russia, his name is pronounced differently. Over there, they call him Jimmy Carr. So Evening, Jimmy. He's watching. The annual list of things found in budget hotel rooms has just been released. I look forward to this every year. This year, and these are genuine items that people have left in hotel rooms when they've checked out. This year, the list includes a micro pig, a tanning booth, and a bucket of crabs. I think someone got Heston Blumenthal's new cookbook for Christmas. Another story here is a coffee shop in Bedford. This is a true story as well. The shop is called Frescoes, and they've had a genuine fresco painted on the walls outside. Have a look at these pictures. It's very impressive. It cost £12,000, and it copied a work from Rome's Sistine Chapel, and I think it shows the famous biblical scene in which Jesus enters the temple and orders an iced skinny latte with sprinkles. The Bedford coffee shop Frescoes even had religious blessing. Apparently, it has been approved by the Catholic Church. You're very kind, thank you. Here's another story this week. A man dressed in a chicken suit. Once again, this is a true story. You might have seen this in the papers. A man dressed in a chicken suit has been beaten up by customers for protesting outside a branch of KFC. Here he is. He was outside. On the way out, people who've been shopping in there pelted him with chicken wings, sauce, and nuggets. And nuggets are good things to throw, because they've got a nice... Afterwards, he was taken to hospital, where doctors described his condition as delicious. I'm thrilled this week. Finally, we got them on. One of the best bands in the country. It's Biffy Clyro, ladies and gentlemen. There they are.
I am a merchant, I am the sea. You can't take that away from me.
Wow. They'll be doing a whole number at the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. That's Biffy Clyro. But let's see who else is on the show tonight. We've got a great lineup for you. My first guest is one of the country's favourite comedians right now. He is the magnificent Micky Flanagan. Micky Flanagan right there. Micky, it's all right for me to say this. You're genuinely a Cockney, aren't you?
No, don't know what you're talking about. I went to Cambridge. Come on, do your research, John.
See, that's why it's hard to interview him, because like all Cockneys, he doesn't want to grass anyone up. He won't talk to you.
I'm not giving anything away.
He was brought up in a very working-class family. That's right, isn't it, Micky?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you how working class they were. His mum was so Cockney, she took all the H's out of his alphabetic spaghetti so it didn't confuse him.
We never had alphabetic spaghetti, John.
Oh, no, didn't you?
That was a luxury in our house. That's Christmas dinner, mate.
Micky Flanagan, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thrilled he's here. Thank you for joining us, Micky. OK, next guest is a fabulously talented singer, songwriter. She's a style icon and actress. It is Paloma Faith. Hey, Paloma.
I was just saying...
Paloma Faith.
I was saying to your researchers that with me and Micky here, you might have to have subtitles over this show.
I imagine some of the guests won't understand a word that's going on out there. We'll find out in a minute.
Certainly, Jamie's looking a little bit confused.
Well, we haven't introduced him yet. Shut up, you daft Cockney twat. Sorry.
The mask has slipped already, Ross.
Oh.
The mask has slipped.
He's almost about... Go back. Get off Jamie for a second.
Can you introduce Jamie now?
Oh, okay. OK. You will never guess who my next guest is, ladies. Possibly the coolest star in Hollywood right now. The Oscar-winning Mr. Jamie Foxx, ladies and gentlemen. There he is! It's Jamie Foxx right there.
What's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin'?
Jamie Foxx, right there.
It's cracking.
Good to see you, Jamie.
What's going on with it?
Yes.
I guess you can't understand me
Well, I'm
either.
still thinking Cockney. I'm going to have... Can you understand... Is Mickey clear to you? Can you understand the lingo?
Yeah, let me hear a little something.
So what are you doing now?
What?
Okay? What are you up to?
What's happening?
What's your brown paper, son?
Yeah. That's hip-hop right there, man.
Yeah. We're bringing people together. OK, Mr. Jamie Foxx, ladies and gentlemen. OK, before we get them out here, and we will get right amongst it, I've been excited by the coverage I've seen in the papers this week of the first ever Men's Fashion Week. I don't know if you've seen these pictures. Why shouldn't men have a fashion week as well? Well, we've got one now. It's here in London, and these are the must-see looks coming up for 2013. Here's the first one. Check this out. Now, that's great, isn't it? He looks like a cosy spaceman. Looks like something an astronaut's mum would knit when he goes off on a long journey. Okay? If you don't fancy that one, here's another look that's available. Now, that is, for men, a cross between a skirt and a short. It's called a skort. I think it makes him look a bit of a twat, but, OK, and let's go to my favourite one. Here's my favourite one. Look at that. I know you're thinking he looks a bit of a plank. Well, you want to know the name of the designer of that one? Vivian Wastwood. No self-respecting real man would wear that, would they? Well,
Jonathan.
Mickey.
Yeah.
You all right, Mickey?
It's the last time I go to IKEA.
Let's get my first guest out. I might need a hammer to get him out of that, though. He's a fabulous comedian, but if you haven't seen him in action before he comes out here, just have a look at this.
Nah, I might be a bit of a Cockney Herbert, but I've got a wife. She's a proper person. She's got proper friends, and they come round for the evening. We sit around, we dip bread in oil. You've got to treat yourself, ain't you? When did that happen? When did the oil become a treat? Used to be for the chips. Fried egg sandwich. Oh, son, it's on the table. It's got to be proper oil. You can't be putting Fries Crisp and Dry out or Mazzola. It's got to be extra virgin. It's got to be oil that ain't been
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Mickey Flanagan. Mickey Flanagan, ladies and gentlemen. You want to sit down, Mickey? Relax, take a load off. Great to see you. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
It's all right, no problem. As long as it don't take too long.
Well, yeah, I guess you are busy, because you are now one of the
double
biggest...
busy, John.
Are you
double busy.
You're really snowed under at the moment? But you are. Your tour's on at the moment. You're one of the biggest names in comedy right now.
I am, yeah.
Right, and here's the thing, I didn't...
What am I supposed to say at that point?
Well, that's a nice thing to say.
Leave it out, John. Nothing going on.
OK. But it's not... People think it's kind of been a sudden thing, but it isn't one of these overnight success things. You have been doing this for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been doing it about 15, 16 years.
And suddenly it just kind of went crazy.
Yeah, I think that was called trying a bit harder. Pushing on. Ambition, they call it.
So did you change your act, or did people just catch up with you?
No, I just started doing it to sort of bigger audiences, really. I took it to the Edinburgh Festival, and then we got the Radio 4 show, and then it seemed to grow from there, really.
So that time, I guess you were supporting yourself with comedy the whole time, or did you have a variety of other jobs? What were you doing?
Oh, during the comedy, I did paint and decorating. Before that, I did window cleaning, I made furniture, I did a little spate of school teaching.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
So you've tried a bit of everything?
Almost every job in the world I've done, yeah.
In the real world, best job you've had, worst job you've had?
I think the best job I had was a DJ on Friday nights in a pub in Bethnal Green.
That sounds fun.
Oh. Yeah, I changed the industry.
What?
Because I used to... One record would end,
Uh-huh.
and I'd start the other one without a gap.
So no gap?
Unbelievable. People were blown away.
It's gone crazy, fella. we mentioned you being a real EastEnder.
Yeah.
You are a real EastEnder. Is EastEnder, the TV series, in any way an accurate reflection of your upbringing, or was it more of a kind of only fools and horses kind of...
Probably more the fools and horses type thing. Yeah, my dad was sort of a bit of a lad. And the house was sort of... There was stolen goods in the house, but then... but that's every house. It's not...
No, it's not. It's not every house.
If you're in the East End and someone turns up with a parcel or something, you don't go, oh, no, that's bang out of order.
No.
You go, you know the rules, it's just under half price.
Were you a leery young man, though? Because I get the feeling, because you weren't... I've seen pictures of you, you weren't a bad-looking guy, OK?
What do you mean, weren't?
Well, you know, I mean, obviously you're a fine figure of a man now, but you were, you know, I guess were you out and about? Were you rough and tumble? Did you get mixed up with a crowd?
Yeah, well, I think in the East End you tend to, you know, whatever pubs you go in, there's often trouble, but I wasn't someone who got involved in it. You sniff it out, don't you, when you go in a pub and you think, hold up, it's going to kick off in here.
Yeah.
And you just think, I'll go. But that's part of the East End way of life. You know, there are people who love a fight, and there are people who sort of love a...
I get the feeling you're more of a lover than a fighter.
I was much more of a lover than a fighter, but I wasn't even very successful at that. I did a lot of takeaways and things like that after the pub. That's what I used to do.
I used to... You know, I wasn't particularly popular as a young man, I'll be honest with you, and I was always hoping that I would get invited to a late lock-in. Never happened.
Oh, really?
I never got to know anyone in a pub well enough to let me stay after hours. Were you in with pub owners? Did you...
Oh, well, that was just a given, you know. We used to go to a pub in the Hackney Road called the Halfway House, and we used to go in there when we were 14.
14?
Yeah, and just walk in, and like, it was just rites of passage, wasn't it? When you walked in, went, pint lager live, mate, and he'd go, all right. And you'd go, that's it, I'm in.
Yeah.
And he came round at one night, I think it was a Wednesday, and he said, you all staying for a drink? And we went, yeah, why not, Wednesday? And we all ended up drinking at about 1 o'clock, and then the police turned up, and they sort of kicked the door in and came running, and it was real drama, you know. We're all up against the wall, and they're like, we want names. Oh, well, I'm William Bunter. This is Dennis Manasse. Then they ask you your age, don't they, and you're drunk, and you're like, 7th of the 10th, 1968. Oh, you're 10 years old, are you? 58, sorry, mate, 58. I said to him, listen, mate, you've done us all a favour. We've all got school in the morning anyway.
You don't live in the East End anymore, but you go back there still, do you? You have family back there, or...?
Yeah, I go back and I have to go back and see my mum and dad.
So they still live, what, in the same place?
They still live in the Roman Road.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
so I go back to see them. I go back and see my mates, and, you know, they keep it real for you, don't they, your friends? When you're walking down the Bethnal Green and you hear, Flanagan! Wanker! You think, I'm doing the O2, you sure?
And did you ever... Because I was brought up in Leytonstone, East London, but it was kind of, that's not the heart of the East End.
No, no, that's the countryside.
Yeah, so...
It's a dream of making our way out to Leyton.
It was so grassy.
I had a picture of the Central line on my bedroom wall. Just get out to Leyton, who knows where next. Buckhurst Hill.
Oh.
Let the dream continue, John.
So you're on tour at the moment?
We're just doing a few preparatory shows.
Oh, really?
The work in progress. It's mostly, it's 99% there, just doing the last bit of tweaking on it, and then we're out sort of officially in February. Yeah.
Does it get harder to write material? Because I get the feeling that if you've been working material and you've got ideas from years ago, it's like that first album thing with bands, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got all that stuff which you've carried around for a long while, you've perfected, and then you have to churn out, is the wrong phrase, perhaps, but reproduce new stuff. And it must be a bit tougher, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I think when you start off, you're in the clubs, and, you know, you're working the comedy clubs, and then eventually you find your audience, and you find out what they find funny in you, so that aspect of it is covered. They've come to see you, they want to have a laugh, so you've just got to take the time and the energy to deliver that show to them, you know, and so it's all in the preparation, really.
And the energy's still there, because you're... You know,
the energy?
Well, we're not getting any younger, are we, Mickey?
No, no. We are, me and my mates are falling apart. We were having a drink...
Well, how old are you now?
50.
But you look in great nick. Are your friends as well preserved as you?
Well, I think everyone just gets their ailments, don't they, as you get older? You meet your mates and you just get a bit weaker. I had a friend turn up the other night who was sat down, he did that walk, you know, like when people come in the pub and they're like... And I thought, I think he shit himself. But it wasn't that. He said, I said, what's your problem? He said, oh, I've done my back in, bruv. I said, what, a bit of five-a-side, bit of weight training? He said, nah, I was wringing out a flannel. He said, I went a bit tight at the death and I've done my backing.
But you're not worried about that kind of thing? I mean, have you cut down drinking? Have you changed your diet?
Not really, no. I mean, I am of that generation. We partied really hard, my generation. You know, we were a little bit worried because we were the generation when sort of everything turned up, you know, cocaine, ecstasy, and it just got to the point where, you know, everywhere you went, like you'd be out on a Tuesday night or something and you'd be sort of reading the paper, having a quiet pint, and you'd hear like, all right, Mickey, you want a cheeky line? You want a little life now? And you'd be like, no, you're all right, Nan. Yeah, well,
ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in saying thank you to the spectacular Mr. Mickey Flanagan?
Thank you.
Stay, sit down for a minute. Sit down. Don't go yet. You're going to the break you are.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
Relax. Lounge. After the break, I will be joined by the beautiful Paloma Faith, so don't go away. Come back, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving on with the guests. Before we do, I'm sure you saw the news that Harry Styles has split from his girlfriend Taylor Swift, who was on the show a while ago. I know, it's kind of sad. I think they'll both be okay, I'll be honest with you. But anyway, it's good to see that he's been keeping busy because he's gone out and got some new tattoos, OK? Now, you might have seen before, he already had the birds on his chest, right there, and he had the words might as well. He had the initials for London, LA and New York. There you go. But now he's added to that, he's added 99p, an iced gem, and the word Pingu. I don't think Harry knows he can just buy a pen and write things down on a pad. I don't think he should do that. I know some of the guys in Biffy Clyro have tattoos. Mickey, have you got any tattoos?
Yeah.
What you got?
I've got my PIN number just under... It's just under my ball bag.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's nice.
It's safety stuff.
Paloma, I know you've got a couple. I saw them beforehand.
Yeah.
I know you've got a couple of birds on your back. They're rather beautiful. Look, they're really lovely tattoos there.
I've got 4.
Have you? Which are the other 2?
There's birds flying sort of up from
Okay.
round where my arse crack
Oh, I
is.
see. They flying down and in, or they flying up and out? Are
They're
they
escaping out
They're
of
escaping.
horror.
Jamie, have you got any tattoos, sir?
Oh, no, man, I'm clean.
Oh, too. Well, you say clean as if having them is somehow dirty and wrong.
No, I'm just clean. Everything, I just everything's shaved. It's just clean.
Wow.
Yeah. Just everything's
Wow.
makes it look bigger, I guess.
OK, before we get my next guest out, ladies and gentlemen, I'm thrilled she's here. She's just been nominated for 2 Brits this week. She's one of our biggest talents. Have a look at her in action. Look at this.
Tell me, please, is this worth it? I deserve it, 'cause she's gone. And I'm picking up the pieces. I watch you cry, but you don't see that I'm the one by your side. 'Cause she's gone. In her shadow, is it me you see? 'Cause all that's left is you and I. And I'm picking up the pieces she left behind.
A great song. She's a wonderful performer. Will you please welcome the unique Paloma Faith? You look gorgeous, of course.
Hello.
I always love what you wear, but you look great. Thank you for
Thank
coming on.
you.
So you know Mickey already, is that right? You already knew Mickey?
I've met him once, and to be honest, I am a massive fan. Like, a mate that I went to school with, because I was brought up and raised in the same area as Mickey, sort of rang me up and went, babe, you've got to check out this bloke, it's like school again. and sort of watched it and sort of basically just relived my school life.
Do you think, you were in there when we were talking, did Jamie understand any of...
No,
what
he
Mickey
keeps leaning over to me going, what does that mean? Is this accent ghetto? And I was like, yeah, it's sort of, you know, it's kind of like London ghetto.
It kind of is, isn't it? I guess it is. Hey, congratulations on the Brit nominations. 2 Brit nominations, those down. Best Female Artist and for Best Album as well, was it?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And deserved as well. So you were at the party and you were interviewing people at the Brit nominations party, weren't you?
I was on the red carpet. So I've been working on trying to look slim in photos, and I've worked out that to do it, girls, you have to sort of scoop out your chest, so you sort of do that, then you see the bones.
The clavicles.
But if I sit like this for the whole interview, I'm not going to look very comfortable, so I'm sort of shifting about, trying to play with a happy medium.
But you asked him, and B, you know, being slim isn't the definition of beauty, is it?
No.
No.
Of course not.
We move on from that kind of narrow-minded thinking.
But I've been on the red carpet, and of course, like, they love to snap you not looking your best.
Yeah.
So, been working on hollowing out the chest.
OK, so I didn't realise I didn't know that you were as big in the States as you are. And you're going over there, you're trying to break the market then?
Yeah, well, I'm touring here first this year, and then I'm going over to America in March to do a bit more and see how it goes.
And
but
do they like
seem to be nice.
They like your look, they like your style, they like your Britishness?
Yeah, they do, and they don't actually think I'm as eccentric as everyone does here.
Oh, really?
Because I think they're more used to, like, people getting glammed up over there.
Well, you got Lady Gaga, there's Nicki Minaj,
Yeah,
and you
so
got
they
that kind
sort of... Oh, you know about Nicki Minaj's entourage?
Well, I don't think I do, no.
I was doing this TV show, and she was there, and I couldn't get to my dressing room, and none of my hair people or my makeup people could get to my dressing room because she had so many security guards outside of hers, and they thought we were all after her, like, wanted to go and...
They thought you were fans of Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, and we were like, well, I'm sort of working and couldn't get through, so I was, like, in my dressing room trying to scare them by going, like, no, you can't go into Nicki Minaj's dressing room and try on her underwear, like, shouting really loud.
Well, it serves her right. I've never met Nicki Minaj. She seems... I like her music, and she's a very shapely woman, of course, as well.
She's got an incredible pair of tits, hasn't
Well, that's
she?
kind of what I was saying, yeah, but I was trying to be less sleazy.
It's hard not to look at them when you're talking to her. Wow. Even I was doing it, and I don't believe in sexism, but I just couldn't look at anything else.
Jamie, I have to bring you in here. Have you met Ms. Minaj?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have. She's amazing, man.
And did you find it easy to look her in the eyes? Or
no, I just look. I look at all of them. I mean, hey, man, you know. But you know, I'm black, so I like ass. I like the ass.
OK. So when you choose an outfit, because I love seeing the way you dress, I loved it. I don't know if you saw, Paloma was one of the people running with the Olympic torch before the Olympics last summer. And even there, you're really styling it. I mean, that's a... What did you do with that outfit? You kind of put that together yourself, or...?
Yeah, basically they said, oh, you have to wear trainers and a regulationary Olympic tracksuit. And I was like, OK, well, I believe, Jonathan, that in life, you need to always ask for everything politely and nicely. And then if they say no, you just do what you wanted to do anyway.
That's a very good philosophy. There's nothing wrong with that.
And I asked them nicely and politely if I could customise the tracksuit to my style, and they said no. And I did it anyway.
Well, I'm glad you did.
And it was too late for them to get me another one.
Well, you look fabulous. It looks great. It is, and it livened the whole thing up. I thought it looked great. Hey, you're touring at the moment, but you've just added one big new day, haven't you?
Yeah, in June I'm doing the O2 Arena.
Wow.
Which I'm a bit scared of. So hopefully at least 50 people watching might buy a ticket for it, so there's someone to play to.
You know, you came on this evening as a guest, and I was excited because it's the Week of the Brits, but I really want you to come on and do music on the show as well.
I'd love to.
Tonight we've had a chat, but I do hope you'll come back on.
I'd love
and do it.
to.
And that would be, wouldn't that be great to hear her perform live, ladies and gentlemen? So you can go and see it at the O2, but hopefully we'll have one here. Congratulations again on the Brits. Lovely to see you. Paloma Faith, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thanks.
Lovely to see you. Thank you. That was great. Join me after the break. I'll be chatting to Hollywood superstar Mr. Jamie Foxx, so don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you very much. Before we get my next guest out, I'm going to show you a look at him in Oscar-winning form in the movie, which I think just his performance blew everyone away. Here he is as Ray Charles. Look at this.
Now you see that girl with that diamond ring. She knows how to shake make that thing mess around. I declare she can mess around. Mess around. Everybody do the mess around.
An incredible performance. He's giving another one right now in the new movie from Quentin Tarantino. He's here to tell us all about it. Mr. Jamie Foxx, ladies and gentlemen. Movie star right there. Jamie, how are you? Come and sit down, dude. Mr. Jamie Foxx. Well, it's great to have you back on the show. It's lovely to see you.
Nice, man.
Okay.
Man, Ray Charles. You know what? You know, I was telling the guys in the back that the people in that clip, they actually played real. There was a real band. Like,
Incredible, an incredible movie. And what I might think in that it had a big impact on your career. I mean, I know obviously you were well thought as an actor, but winning the Oscar, how much has that actually changed things?
Man, it changes everything because you know, like I mean, you look how Hollywood is designed. There's only a couple of avenues you can go. It's either the real popcorn movies and you're making huge money, or you find a movie like Ray, where you know you get critical acclaim and it's commercially successful. But you get a chance to walk into that door where you know only a few get to go in. And my thing was during that Oscar time, I just had my cell phone getting people's cell phone numbers, like Warren Beatty and you know Clint Eastwood. I said, man, let me get your digits. And they're like, what? I said, I just want to have your number. You know what I'm saying? I was just doing goofy stuff. Like, yeah, just let me call you.
Did you call Clint Eastwood?
No.
Okay.
I did.
Did you call Warren Beatty?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And what did you say to Warren when you called him?
He was cool. Warren Beatty, Halle Berry. I mean, just you know. Everybody.
Hold on, Halle Berry. You see, I
Well,
can
I mean, but
understand
I
why you'd want Halle Berry's number.
Yeah, but it wasn't on no, you know.
You weren't hitting on her.
Just friends.
Uh-huh. I get the feeling that you enjoy, obviously you're respected as an actor, at the same time you're a movie star,
Yeah.
and I get the feeling you fully enjoy that kind of side of life. Would I be right in thinking that you appreciate the benefits?
The benefits, man. Getting in the clubs and, I mean, you know...
Let me ask you this.
Restaurants and
I think I know the answer
girls
to this, but let me ask you this. Where did you spend New Year's Eve?
Well, you know what? Oh, yeah. You're talking about like this past
Yeah, this
New
is the benefits of
Yeah,
being
the
a
benefits,
superstar.
Yeah. I got a friend, you know, he got some money. And he flew me, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill, and some other cats, and we flew to Australia, right? And we did the countdown in Australia. G'day, mate. How are you, mate? Jamie, g'day, mate. So we did the countdown in Australia, then jumped back on a plane, and then did the countdown in Vegas. That's crazy.
So he had... That's how famous he is. He had 2 New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
That's how
that's
successful
crazy.
you are now.
That was
2 New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
But when I got to Vegas, for some reason they wouldn't let me in the club. It was crazy.
Why not?
I don't know. It was like, you know how things are going too good for you, and somebody just
They actually stopped you from going in the club?
would not let me in the club. Now when you see ID, I was like, really? And people was like, oh man, Ray Charles can't get in the club. It's crazy.
So I imagine you went back alone to the hotel room and just went to a quiet night?
We figured it out, man. You know,
Yeah,
I just went. We went in. I had my daughter with me. She was 18, so you know that was another thing to me. She was like, "Yo, you messing up my New Year's." So we actually had to like. she went off on me in front of her friends. Like, "You flying around with Leonardo DiCaprio and screwed up my New Year's. You better make it right." And it was like 11:45. So I was like, "Shit!" And like all the security guards looked at me. I said, "Man, where can we go?" And so we went to this one area. And the dude said, no, he said, well, I'll take you to the pool. We can watch the fireworks at the pool. So we run to the pool. No, Dad, it's all screwed up. I knew you were going to, you and your Hollywood friends, you messed it up. I'll see you in therapy, Dad. That type of thing. Right? So now it's 11:50. We get to the pool and they're, hey, where are you going? Where are you going? I said, well, we want to watch the fireworks. No, they gotta leave. So I didn't have enough, you know, push to get into the pool area. Right? So they kicked Ray Charles out of the pool area. So then they said, the older security guard that was with us, just, hey, my wife works up at this club called Prestige, and they'll let you guys in. Wow. And it's 11:56. And she's going off. We're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. I knew it. You're going to screw. So we get in the elevator, and it's packed. And then we finally get out, and it's like they're literally going 15, 14. Wow. And they opened up an area for us, and we got there, and we watched the fireworks, and it was cool.
Wow. So Dad pulled it off at the end.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would have been terrible if you hadn't managed that.
especially when your kids go at you. It's
But here's
crazy
the thing.
because you can't really cuss your kids out, you know?
But she's a, don't take this the wrong way, but she's a very beautiful young woman.
I don't take it the wrong way.
She's 18 years old now,
She's
and
very, very
are you comfortable with that? I mean, presumably she's getting interest from young men now, I would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the thing. She didn't really know. Like, when she was younger, she didn't know she was filling out and stuff, and because she didn't, you know, she's just, you know, a normal kid, and I could tell what was going on,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. You're
because
that.
I know I'm me, you know. I mean, I remember like when I was like, you know, well, I still am. So I would try to protect her at all costs. I remember taking her to like a Lil Wayne concert, and I was just, you know, hiding her from everybody. Just, you know, no, go this way, hide your ass. No, go this way. And then they were smoking weed in the concert, and the weed is coming, and I'm like, don't breathe this, it's bad for you. Don't.
Some for dad, none for you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it,
So you do all you can, man, you know, because you know, I mean, they're your light, man, and you know, they don't know, but she's just such a great girl, so, you know.
Okay, so I'm excited you're in town, not just because it's lovely to have you on the show, but there's a new movie out. I'm a big, big fan of Quentin Tarantino.
Yes, yes.
I'm very excited when he has a new film
Yes.
coming out. Was doubly excited when I knew it was going to be a Western, and very excited when he was working with you, but also it was Django, and I was aware that there were Django movies before, but this is very different to the Django movies from the 60s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us about this Western, tell us about your version of Django.
Well, Quentin Tarantino tackles something that's incredible. First of all, he's amazing in how he layers movies. Like when you see what he did with Inglourious Basterds, so he sort of changed history in a bit. And this, he does the same thing, only he does a spaghetti Western, but it's with the backdrop of slavery. And basically, Django was about a free slave. He becomes a freed slave, and he gets freed by Dr. King Schultz, who's played by Christoph Waltz, who's a fantastic actor. And once he gets freed, Christoph is a bounty hunter. So they go on this bounty hunting run, but he finds out that my wife has been taken from me, and he didn't. And at that time, you know, slaves were not allowed to have marriages. And he says, "Wow!" After hearing my stories, he says, "Well, I want to help you find your wife." So we go from plantation to plantation on horses to try to find my wife. Now, what has happened though? My wife is on the plantation where Leonardo DiCaprio is the master. So it's like, when I tell women this, they don't really think that's all that bad. but it is bad. So yeah, so it's this crazy journey that Quentin Tarantino put together. Now here's what's crazy. I didn't know about the movie. I saw on the internet Will Smith, Quentin Tarantino, Django. I was like, damn.
Because he wrote the part with Will Smith in mind. didn't he?
Yeah, I was like, another project that I didn't hear about, right? And so I fired my management. And switched up, and then the next thing you know, the part became open, and I got a chance to go in and basically audition for him. He said, "I need you to get your own horse," and I said, "Wow, I actually have my own horse."
Because you're from Texas originally.
Yeah, I'm from Texas, so you know, so I was, you know, I came
He's a
in
good
like,
old boy. You're a good old boy.
So,
well, you know what? If you do that a bit longer, we can use that as a ringtone. Can you do that?
So I mean, I have my own horse, and what was crazy, I said, well, can I, if he eventually gives me the part, and I said, well, can I ride my own horse? Because that way I could sort of learn the tricks, and for anybody who rides a horse, you know, they're like humans, they know who's on top, who's riding them, so.
We knew what you meant.
But it was great. I'm riding my horse, and I have a female horse, and her name is Cheetah.
Now, you know, you're making your own jokes up
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Y'all just nasty just to be nasty. So, no, but what was interesting though, Cheetah had to learn like all the, you know, his explosions and everything like that.
Oh, yeah, to
so,
be on a set, on a movie set.
Yeah. So it was sort of like the journey of Django becoming like his own, and Cheetah learning all of the, you know, the tricks and things. And at one point there was, like they would put those screens up to like shoot, you know, for lighting and stuff, and she would, you know, she would spook, and then the guy, the trainer would grab her bit, and she'd spook even more. So I said, listen, don't grab her bit, just let her get used to it. And plus, I think she's a black female horse. So when you grab black women by the, please don't grab my mouth. Please don't. Please don't grab my mouth. So.
But you have a good relationship with her, obviously. She trusts you.
Yeah. But it was great. And then if you watch the movie, when you guys see the movie, check out the scene where I have to ride bareback.
Oh, yeah.
And that was real, and that was the scariest part. Quentin goes, hey, man, I need to get you to ride the horse bareback. And I was like, man, that's crazy. You know, that's death. You know what that is, right? And he was like, yeah, well, the stunt guy fell, so we need you. So I'm like, you serious? I said, well, what are we going? He said, well, no, we got it set up. It'll be safe. So there was cones on this side, death on this side, and then the horse had to run down this like 300, 400-yard track, and then people at the end that were pulling up their sleeves like they're going to catch the horse. I don't know what that was about. But anyway, when I get on the horse was used to the stunt guy. So as soon as I get on it, it rears up, takes off 28 miles an hour.
Wow.
And so I'm like this, with a rifle in my hand and holding on to the mane. Now, on the outside, I look like Django. But on the inside, I felt like Little Richard. It was just crazy. But to ride the horse bareback, and they caught that, when you see it in the movie, it makes all the difference in the film, and that's what I wanted to do.
And you can see it shoot. Let's show everyone a little taste of it now. I've seen the film. I've seen it twice.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I love it, and I'm going to go and see it again. And it's just so much fun. Have a look. This is Django. This is out on January the 18th over here in the UK.
Yeah.
Bullseye.
Come on over. We got a fight going on that's a good bit of fun.
Coco, give me some sugar.
So you really free?
Yes.
You mean you want to dress like that?
What kind of dentist are you?
Touch your guns, you die.
Yes!
Gentlemen, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
I don't think you're going to have more fun at the movies this year than with Django.
Thanks.
Now, here's what I need to ask you. The soundtrack, always in a Quentin Tarantino movie, you look forward to the soundtrack, but I've got the soundtrack, I've listened to it. You wrote one of the tracks, or you co-wrote one.
Yeah, well, here's what's the thing. Quentin Tarantino has never done an actual soundtrack to the movie. He's always a licensed song.
Yeah, he uses songs and music from the film.
So this time I said, Quentin, with this movie, since it's so groundbreaking, you need to do a soundtrack, because John Legend had sent him a song on a cassette tape, which was smart, because Quentin doesn't like, computer stuff. And the song was, call the police, call the coroner. And I was like, man, that's dope. I said, now that's dope for like mainstream.
Yeah.
I said, but you need the hood, because you doing, this is like, Django is like the hood. And so Rick Ross, who's your brother,
well, hang on. I know who Rick Ross is. Just in case you do think we're related, this should prove that we're probably not that close. If you have a look at Rick, I've got a piece. There's Rick. And obviously there are some similarities. He's a fine figure of a man, isn't he?
Oh, man, look, Rick, Rick gets it, man. So I'm watching Rick and Quentin talk to each other, and I said, Rick, I got it. I said, I'm not a rapper, but I got a song idea for you for this movie, and it should be called 100 Black Coffins, right? Because it's a spaghetti western. And I'm gonna say it to you, and I told him, I said, I'm not a rapper, but here's what I think you should say. I need 100 black coffins for 100 bad men, 100 black graves so I can lay their ass in. I need 100 black preachers with a black sermon to tell from 100 black Bibles while we send them all to hell. I need 100 black coffins.
Come on, that's pretty good, man. You had that.
Yeah. So I said, but here's what, we're not gonna do the track yet. Let's marinate. Let's let the movie finish, because this was like halfway through the movie. But after the movie was over, I'm at my home studio, and I did some checking. In the westerns, when they whistle, that meant, be ready to draw, right? And you probably remember this. You remember the cowboys that were the singers, the tenors, the ha, those voices, ha, 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 right?
No, I must admit, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm more hood.
Right. Well, anyway, I combined the two. I grabbed the microphone.
I know, you mean like in the old...
Yeah.
Oh, from the spaghetti western
stuff.
Yeah,
it's sort of like... So what I did, I combined it. So I grabbed the microphone and I did...
Ding! That's good.
Ding! I need 100 black coffins for 100 bad men, 100 black. So I sing the exactly. So I sing the song. I drive the song over to Quentin Tarantino. Let him hear it in the truck because he doesn't like computer stuff. Drive over to Rick Ross. Let him hear it at his hotel, and then the rest was history.
Well, I'm going to ask you if we have a piano here. We know you play piano.
Yeah.
Could we trouble you for?
I'll do something. Yeah.
He's going to do some stuff for you. Okay. We're going to take a break. Join me straight after the break. We'll be chatting and we'll have some music from Jamie Foxx and we have a live performance from Biffy Clyro, so don't go away. Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, we've moved over to the performance side of the studio. Jamie Foxx. Already, you know, one of the best-looking men we've had on the show, an Oscar winner, and he can play piano like this. It's absolutely sickening.
Because ladies love me. I don't wanna.
What are you going to do for us?
My life is lights, camera, action, but I get no satisfaction, 'cause my old lady up and left about 2 weeks ago. Well, she up and just left me, damn near took all my money. But even though she disappeared, one thing she didn't know is I got a woman way over town that's good to me, and she gives me what I need. Well, it's like she had no feelings, and she wasn't even willing to admit to me that when we made love, that it didn't move her soul. Then quickly came the problems, and when we finally hit rock bottom, well, she thought I'd die right on the spot, but I smiled 'cause she didn't know. Said I got a woman way over town, oh, and she gives me what I need. I got a woman.
Jamie Foxx, ladies and gentlemen. Come and sit down. We'll chat a bit more before we... Wow. OK. Let me just see if I got that right. So on the one hand, you start the song and we're feeling sorry for you because you got left and she took everything. Then we find out you've been cheating on her anyway.
Nah.
Yeah. Am I right in thinking at the end of that song when you looked in my eyes, we had a moment?
That was a situation, but I'm comfortable with it, you know.
OK, so let's go. But do you want to... I mean, you had a hit out, but would you like to do that? You said you don't rap, but you could rap, couldn't you?
No, I wouldn't rap.
You wouldn't want to rap?
No.
Why not?
No, I'm strictly R&B, man. I like singing. I like romantic music. Where the R&B? Romantic music. Yeah, that's whatever she said.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was exactly.
What did you say?
Slow jam. Slow jams. Okay. See, for me, I didn't know what was going on. The song she's talking about is how I got in the music game. I threw all of these parties, and I threw a party one day for, it was Puffy and Jay-Z and Maya and Missy, Tweet Pharrell, way back in the day, like when Puff was like really like in the music, like really going hard. And there was a guy that walks into my house, his jaw was a little busted, and he had a backpack on. I said, "Who's that kid?" And they said, that's Kanye West. And I said, "Well, what does he do?" They said, "Well, he raps." I said, "Really? Well, when you come to my house, you have to perform." So I walk into, I said, "Man, they tell me you rap." He says, "Yeah." He rapped, and it was absolutely amazing. I said, "Dude,